Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the premium Bandai Master Grade Dwadge. Oh, and here on the box art you can see a really cool image there. Of course it's monochrome being a P-Bandai kit, but it does look really cool with a couple of Dwadges? Dwadge? What's the plural of Dwadge? Dwadges? What do you think? It's Dwadges or Dwadge? Whatever the plural of Dwadge is. But a couple of them here on the front of the box looking really cool, speeding along there with that bazooka with like the really cool like cloth covering on it. So yeah, it's just a version of the Dom, and so this is just a version of the Master Grade Dom. A lot of people think that we should get a 2.0 of the Dom. Personally, I think the 1.0 of the Dom is still really nice. Of course, there's room for improvement always with the 2.0, but the 1.0 Dom is no slouch. It's still a really nice Master Grade despite its years of age. And this one, aside from just being some new parts on the outside, this does have some new parts for the frame as well, if I remember correctly. So there will be some actual improvements to like the base kit even with this as well. So let's check it out. With it being a P-Bandai kit, there's not really too much else to look at on the outside of the box. Basically just the title there, and it doesn't have the list price, but I believe this was for around 6,400 yen if I remember correctly. But I'll put a little thing there if I was wrong about that. Let's just dive into it. As we do, we're seeing some of the new parts there right off the bat. New parts there for the thighs, the lower legs as well. That iconic kind of vented back skirt there, which is really cool. That was actually what they teased when Bandai first teased the release of this. They just kind of had like a teaser image of the back skirt, and that was kind of what gave it away as to what it is. Here you can see some more parts there. Looks like some original frame parts. Then we have some other new, no, those are old parts too. So anyway, we're gonna have a bunch of, obviously most of the original Dom. I would assume not all of the original Dom is in here. So of course anytime there's like one of these kits where it's basically like a recolor with some new parts and things like that, people inevitably always ask, can you build the original with this kit? I'm gonna say right off the bat, I'm assuming that you can't. I'm assuming that this is probably missing some of the runners because like parts for like the whole lower legs, things like that are gonna be all new. So I assume that probably those parts are gonna be omitted from the original kit. Those would be pretty significant parts or runners that would be just unneeded. But we'll see. We'll find out when we go through looking through the runners here in a minute. But for the manual, you can see there is the box art now represented in color. So that's looking pretty nice. You can see the color scheme of the Dwadge is sort of like a desert color scheme for that. So it does look really cool. Here on the back, I guess you can see it a little bit more clearly. Their front and back view, and this is just showing where the stickers are going to go for this kit. I don't believe that we have any water slides with this kit, unfortunately. But again, I could be wrong when we go through it, but I think it's just stickers. So here on the bottom, you can see there's the painting guide there. You have that in Japanese and English, so if you want to do some custom mixing of some desert colors for this, you can go ahead and check that out. Checking out the parts list here, you can see obviously those runners with lots of X's, those are going to be from the original Dom, and it looks like we're going to have most of the parts of the original Dom bazooka, so that's cool, you'll have that left over. One thing about the original 1.0 Master Grade Dom kit that's really nice is it has a lot of weapons with it included. And it looks like we do have the parts of the lower leg from the original Dom, but the inner lower leg is going to be the same, I guess, just the outer lower leg is going to be different. So I was a little bit wrong about that. But anyway, you can see lots of leftover parts for this. And then we get over here, this looks like it's going to be the new parts here, runners R1, R2, S, and T. And maybe U, I guess. Those are new runners there, I guess, as well. And U2, V, and V2. So I guess those are going to be all the new runners for this kit, it looks like. So you can see there's a significant amount of like frame parts and that like in there for that. So that'll be pretty cool. And that just gets on with the constructions. You can see it's separated nicely for the chest and head unit there, and it tells you which runners you need for that particular segment. So this is coming with the giant bazooka. It's a new form of that, like I said, with like some cloth covering on it. And it also has the double heat tomahawk there. That's pretty awesome. And it has the standard Dom heat saber as well. So it just goes on through the construction. Let's just skip to the back here, see if there's anything else really interesting. Not really, it just gets to the construction of the weapons, and that is it. So let's just get on with the runners then. Alright, so I'm happy to say that I was wrong. It actually does have some waterslide decals in here. It's a relatively small sheet, nothing really too special. It's just some caution markings in white, red, and black, and then a couple of Xeon logos there. But it's always nice to have some water slides included with the kit. It's certainly better than nothing. No stickers, marking stickers, or any foil stickers included with this kit, so this is really all you have in terms of markings included with it. We have PC121 for our very large sheet of polycaps here in standard gray. And then we have this set of 100 scale MP2 manipulators, so these are the fully articulated hands. The original DOM Master Grade kit did have some pretty nicely articulated fingers, especially for the time, but these ones are the fully articulated ones, so those of you who like fully articulated fingers and hands, here you go, this is a nice addition to this kit. Okay, so like I said, the first half of the runners is all going to be just from the original kit, just molded in new colors here. So starting off with runner B from the original DOM, this is just in the dark green color here. And the same thing here for runner D, and the date on these runners is 1999, so this is taking 20-year-old parts and brand new parts and mixing them together. And then runner E is in this nice sand color. The unfortunate thing about these old runners is that they have the letters for the runners that are not cut out, so they're a little bit harder to see, unfortunately. It makes it a little bit more annoying while you're building the kit, but let's press on. Runner F here, obviously some frame parts and some thruster bells and things like that here in just a kind of standard medium gray color. Then runner G as well, some parts, obviously the big parts for underneath the feet there, parts for the bazooka that are just going to be left over, but you can build the full bazooka, it looks like, with all of that. Runner H is those parts for the lower leg, 2 of which we'll use, 2 of which we'll have left over. Runner I is just back to dark green for some shoulder parts, head parts, and our pilot figures there, standing and seated, just generic Xeon pilot figures there. And then runner J is some more joint parts and frame parts here in that gray color, and we've got 2 of this J runner. And runner K is some more parts from the original kit here, just in the tan color once again. We've got 2 of the K runner here as well. The last runner here from the original DOM is runner M, which is just a few more polycaps here that were added for this kit. So here we have with runner O. This is actually from the Zaku 2.0 Master Grade kit, and this would be parts for the bazooka here, obviously, but we're going to, I guess, omit the part there in the center, which is going to be replaced by that new kind of cloth covering part, but the majority of it is just going to be the Zaku 2.0 bazooka, which is kind of interesting. So we have our first fully new runner here with runner R. It's in that sandy color. You can see the new parts for the outside of the thighs, outside of the lower legs as well, new parts for like around the stomach armor, hand covering. And the part there for the bazooka you can see is one solid part, so that's cool. You won't have any seam line or anything on that cloth covering part. That's really nice. And then we do also have runner R2, which is a copy of this section of the runner up there. Then runner S is a nice, big, beautiful 4-color runner here. A big, bright yellow part there for the heat saber up there. That's nice, so that's new for this kit. We have a couple of clear pink parts there over on the side for a couple of different camera bits, it looks like. Some bright red there on the bottom for a couple of accents around some vents and around on the head. And then some of that dark green color there for some of the new parts for around the head, the chest, the backpack, and the skirt armor. Then runner T here in gray is a bunch of new frame bits, so this is all really nice. And some detail parts on there, like so new little antenna they're at the bottom as well, which is pretty cool. And then we've got 2 of this T runner. Then we've got runner U1 here for some more joint inner frame kind of parts. It looks like we've got a new setup for the hip joint, which is really awesome. That's cool. Then we've got runner U2 as well, which is not a copy but a continuation of that runner here with some parts, mostly looks like for the heat tomahawk. Runner V2 in this really cool bright orange color here for some more parts. And then we've got runner V2, which is a copy of that upper section there. And finally runner W for a new visor piece and a new little clear camera piece there for the bazooka, it looks like. So there you go, it looks really nice. So there you have it, guys. That's it for the unboxing of the Dwadge. As always, a huge thank you to USA Gundam Store for sponsoring the review, guys. Do check out the link to their site there down below if you want to check out some P-Bandai stuff there. And as always, you can use my coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10, to save 10% off everything on their site. I really love the design of the Dwadge, so I'm really happy that Bandai ended up making this, and especially as a master grade rather than just a high grade. Hopefully they'll just make like just a standard release high grade version of this in the HGUC line in the near future. That would be pretty cool as well, but this master grade also does look really nice. Like I said, I really like the original master grade DOM version 1.0, even though it's old, I still think it is really quite nice, so I'm perfectly fine with the fact that they just didn't make a 2.0 of it quite yet. But just the fact that we're getting this kit and it looks awesome, the new parts, the detail on them looks great, so can't wait to get it together. If you guys have any other further questions or comments, leave those down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.